Yo, what's up, guys? Colorado Sports Review here. What a huge day for the Denver Nuggets. And honestly, I really couldn't be happier. Obviously, I'll talk about, who we lost in the trades. I'll talk about that. But let's first talk about the good parts. The Denver Nuggets acquire Aaron freaking Gordon. From the Orlando Magic. And dude, Aaron Gordon, he's a really good wild card defender. He can defend some perimeter on ball, off ball. He's a really good defender, and it's something we needed. And he's been developing his 3-point shooting. He's an over 40% shooter this season, which is huge. And the thing the Denver Nuggets really needed was that defense, and that's also going to be huge. And with this trade, the Denver Nuggets basically have built themselves a championship starting five. You got Nikola Jokic. I'll start with the one, right? We got Jamal Murray. You got at the two. You got MPJ. No, MPJ doesn't play the 2. MPJ plays the 3. You could put Monte Morris in there at the 2, because Monte Morris has been a great facilitator for us. Monte Morris at the 2. Either a Gordon or MPJ at the 3. And then at the 4, you have either Aaron Gordon or MPJ again. And then at the 5, obviously, you have our All-Star and Jokic. And one of the reasons why, or MVP and Jokic, actually, I should say. One of the reasons why this trade, is so massive is because this is Jokic's best career, and he's having an amazing MVP season and one of the best seasons we've ever seen from a center, in the history of the NBA. And when your player is having that type of a season, you need to get him that backup. You need to get him, you need that. I watching the Denver Nuggets over the years, this is the biggest trade, at the deadline the Nuggets have made. Basically, any trade the Nuggets have made since the Carmelo Anthony trade in 2010. This is massive for the Nuggets. And don't forget, we also traded for JaVale McGee. And McGee's going to bring that rim protection. That's that rim protector we missed in Mason Plumlee. Basically, JaVale McGee and Aaron Gordon are just better replacements for the losses of Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee. Because that's what we were missing this year. Obviously, Jeremy Grant wanted to go to the Pistons for some reason. I kind of understand, because he wanted to be the star on a team. It makes sense. But honestly, this team, by having this better defense, and really the offense was already the best in the NBA, it's going to be even better. This is a championship contending team, and say what you want, but this team really is, for the next couple of years, the team's window is open, and it's time to win a championship. If you're the Denver Nuggets, this is your best opportunity you've ever had to win a championship in your whole history, pretty much. So really, I really like the aggressive moves by Tim Connelly as well, because I understand, giving up RJ Hampton, who we just picked this year, and Gary Harris. Those are really tough decisions, but at the end of the day, it's really a win, because Aaron Gordon's already proven himself, and he was in a struggling Magic system who didn't even use him very well to his fullest potential, at least I think, in my opinion, and a lot of other people say the same thing. But when you have that, your team's just gonna blossom. And give it a couple games, obviously, for Aaron Gordon and JaVale McGee to settle in, but it's gonna be great. And the future is now for this Denver Nuggets team. Obviously, the window's open. The Nuggets have proven that they can go to the Western Conference Finals. They have proven they can make deep playoff runs. And I think, this team has the mindset and has, the drive to make a finals run, in my opinion. But let's talk a little bit more about what JaVale McGee will bring to our team. So, obviously, we will have a rim protector, a backup for Nikola Jokic in our backup spot, who obviously will bring that defense and he'll bring that energy. And, we've had JaVale McGee on our team before and we know what he brings. He's obviously older, but he has championship experience. And I think he's just going to be a solid backup center and bring that defense. We can also slot him in with Jokic at some points during rotations because, we'll have that defense there and, he'll be able to drive to the hoop and Jokic will find him on passes. Jokic will also be able to help Jokic on defense because that's the only issue with Jokic's game is defense. But yeah, now I'm going to talk about a little bit more of the sad part of the video, which is really the losses. I really didn't grow much of a connection with RJ Hampton. Obviously, it's too bad giving up an asset, but over the years, the Nuggets you don't want to become the Spurs, right? The Spurs just hang on to assets, pretty much just a prospect pool, and kind of just sit in mediocrity. And the Nuggets don't want that. But, sometimes you got to give up a prospect, and that's what they do with RJ Hampton. RJ Hampton wasn't a good shooter either, Hopefully he hasn't become a superstar on some of their team. I really doubt that, but basically, we also traded away Gary Harris, which is probably the saddest part about today for me, because Gary Harris, the memories that guy created for this team, it's really sad. Gary Harris had such a great connection with this Nuggets organization. He wanted to be a Denver Nugget. He loved this team. The energy he brought. He was a great defender. Obviously, he's regressed in the last couple of years, has dealt with injury issues. But I'm really sad to see him go because the memories and what he did for this organization. I can point out one thing that I remember. My favorite Gary Harris memory is when you had Paul George and the OKC Thunder and Russell Westbrook. And it was that fourth quarter, and Paul George hit that three, and basically to tie the game or whatever it was, and he got all excited, maybe it was to take the lead, but there was 1 second left. They inbound the ball to Gary Harris, and Gary Harris just hits the three. The crowd goes crazy, and that's my favorite Gary Harris moment. That buzzer beater, that was crazy. But I'm gonna miss Gary Harris. He was meaningful on this team. Team's gonna miss him, but we gotta think about it in a positive light because he has been dealing with injuries, and we're technically shipping off 0 of our rotational players because Gary Harris has been injured for a lot of this season. So and RJ Hampton's not even in our rotation. So it's we're basically shipping off 0 rotation players and a 2025 conditional first round pick for Aaron Gordon. I see that as just a W for the Nuggets. And we're not even shipping off like a player like Bol Bol. Like, that's a W for the Nuggets. Like, that's great. And, you know, like I said, the future is now. And, you know, the Nuggets, they really could, you know, give a lot of these teams trouble in the playoffs, like a lot of trouble. And I'm really looking forward to watching them when they have Aaron Gordon and McGee these next couple games. They're not going to be ready for next game, but the game after that, they will be ready to play. And yeah, I'm so excited. You know, right now it's obviously a great time to be a Nuggets fan. And you know, the future is bright. You know, and this could make Jokic even more of an effective player. You've got Aaron Gordon; he's a good passer as well. And more support for Jokic, and Jokic is having an MVP season, and he's pretty much the favorite. He's the favorite for MVP right now. And you know, to finish off his MVP year, it's great to have those other high-end role players and potential superstar in MPJ, and you know, Jamal Murray, who has a very high ceiling. Yeah, like you see in the bubble. He's a bit of an inconsistent player, but when it comes to clutch time, he's there. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. It was a little bit longer because I really wanted to talk about this deal because, you know, it really interested me, and it's going to be great for the Denver Nuggets. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later tonight for the Avalanche review. Peace.